Okay.
Apart from that, issue of bread. So we had a meeting with Marcus regarding that project of US customer segmentation. So we today's meeting has been cancelled. So there is a meeting tomorrow. I'm not sure if you are invited in that one. Let me know if you want me. I can forward you that invitation.
He's on there.
I got added today.
Okay, that's good. So once we after tomorrow, we would have some idea what's going to happen in this project and what are the actions for Opred and me.
I concur.
And when I think we'll find out here if there's anything else or how much of this is going to take your attention away from SAP migration so we can get Mohammed up to speed on anything. But we'll find that all out tomorrow, I'm assuming. And Liz is leading that, right? Obred and Mahak?
Yes.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And rest, everything is fine. So these are the things I'm working on. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll try to the license issue. I've got emails out to just about everybody on the procurement teams for both Obred, myself, and you, Mahak. Priya, your license was updated as well, even though it wasn't up yet. So we're trying to figure out who made that decision. And right now the answer is nobody knows. But we'll hopefully get all this lined up in the next few days.
And the second thing is, like, I'm getting married this weekend, so I would be off for a few days.
Oh my! Congratulations!
Congrats, Mahak.
Thank you, everyone.
I was wondering if you were going to announce something because I was going to poke you if you didn't.
That's the best kept secret that I've heard in a long time.
It just slipped out of my mind. It's just like I'm crazy busy for like past 3 weeks, just shopping, going into day all day shopping, and in the evening working. So
now with all the
finally
restrictions,
restrictions,
Mahak, how did you guys manage to plan all of that?
So today new guidelines came, and you can gather up to like 50% of the capacity of the marriage palace, or up to 300 people.
Okay.
So each week guidelines change. Sometime it was like 50 people, then 100, then again to 50. We have changed the palace 3 times.
Yeah,
it's been crazy.
I can only imagine. Yes.
So finally, it's a new guideline came like 2 hours back, and it's now finally 300 people.
Nice.
So
where is the marriage going to happen, Mahak? In your place?
On 29th.
29th? Okay.
Yeah, 29th marriage, reception on 30th.
Oh, okay. In India or you're
in India? Yeah, in India. So it's
which place
Patiala.
it is?
Patiala.
Okay, Patiala.
Yes. In Punjab, North India.
Okay, got it. Okay.
That's my sister-in-law's birthday, so I should remember your anniversary.
So remember it that way, Mahak. It's Obred's sister-in-law's birthday.
I would definitely remember now.
Well, so we hope to see pictures.
And Opred, you are going on vacations? What's the plan?
I'm going on the extended weekend. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and coming back on Sunday. But I did take Monday off to do some errands and things like that. So, like I said, it's my sister-in-law's birthday, so we're gathering 4 couples together, and just to be away for the weekend to celebrate the birthday.
Just to crash Mahak's wedding too. Good plan.
Yeah.
It would be nice to fly to India, really.
Yep.
And attend the wedding like that.
A couple of my friends are like traveling today, so they would be arriving here tomorrow. Awesome. They would be attending. Few came like last week.
Congratulations again. Hope it is a beautiful couple of days.
Thank you, Dan.
Pictures,
Thank you.
pictures, Mahak, pictures. You know.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we'll all be stepping up and let Mahak enjoy some days off. So, if there's anything he needs, everybody else just we'll all pitch in and help him out so he can enjoy a little bit of time away.
Definitely.
Thank you. Sounds good.
For an
Perfect.
event like that, yes.
Okay, Mohammed, we'll move on to you just in case there's anything that you need any assistance on, any help, if there's something that you've questions about for the whole team right now. Since you're still getting up to speed on the project, just wanted to check in with you.
Yeah, I mean, currently I'm trying to actually jump into the work directly. So we had some conversation with Mehak and also with Priya to get the access and from where I will start. So Mehak and we had a session actually on yesterday. Mehak advised me to start working with the ETL first. So I'm focusing on the ETL part first. So I have request to get the access on the SAP and as well as also the ETL tools that we need to get the access accordingly. So Priya is working on that one actually.
Great. Okay. Well, we're slowly getting going. Yeah, we're pretty sure it's all going to hit when Mahak's gone. So we'll just keep in touch with me if there's anything I can help you with. Always reach out to Priya and Mahak. They're definitely closer to all the ETLs. But we'll keep you going.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, Brad.
Yeah, like I said, I'll be away for a few days of this week, but I will have my laptop with me for the morning routine and everything, and some ad hoc emergency requests.
Again, unless something's on fire.
Right.
Don't, your PTO is PTO. That's one of my rules. So unless I'm thank you for doing the morning routines, but if someone asks you for usage data, that is not an emergency request. But enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Usage discrepancy.
So we're gonna have to figure out something here. I don't know if you have all heard. Andrea Coca is no longer with the organization. So I don't know what that means for the national reports because she was going to be the one who'd be pulling it for Colleen. And Colleen is also role has changed a bit. So I'll keep a close ear on this one. But I think right now we can kind of mark this complete until we hear something else.
Ouch.
Did you not? I wasn't sure if that news had made its way around.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means for the broad organization over in sales ops. Andrea did a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
we'll be hearing, I'm sure, from them because she did a lot of data pulls for those reps as well. So if you are getting any requests, any of you from national reps or from major account reps, please let me know. Because some of those things we're going through Andrea and we don't want all of her work to fall to U5.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna split between us and Liz Lubeck.
Yeah.
Software. But yeah, that's wow. As surprising as Mahak's wedding announcement was.
Yeah, it's the reverse side of that coin. Yes,
Yeah,
I was quite surprised when I was told as well.
Okay. Well, the show must go on.
Yep.
We have that. We have managerial. Data canceled. So managerial dashboard. And after the meeting, I thought of that and I looked at some of the data, I think the biggest thing for us in managerial dashboard, Dan, would be to somehow enable sales activity to feed into retention dashboard.
Mhm.
And replace the beginning inventory. As we talked about it with Rachel, that is not an easy task
Mhm.
because it involves more than one system. And
So I was gonna, I think we can talk about this as a broader team, and I wasn't sure if I should set up a meeting for you to talk about it here. We might need to do both, but would it be possible if we use sales activity as kind of the master data and use BI as a check, so that like if we'd be able to have a column or some sort of flag that this is included in BI and who the rep is assigned to in BI as kind of a superseding match for rep name?
so I believe that, selecting the contract end date and also MYAs, we can pull together all those and feed into the managerial dashboard. We also have the status that they need. So the dates would allow us to break down to, overall year, month, whatever she wants to look at which level in time period. The statuses will give us the status so they can filter on OBR, CBR manual. We have that. Or actually, that was a type. The status is also we have as time to renew, in process, completed, and so on and so forth. So I think we have the basic filters. We have DTNs now. Are those DTNs going to be correct? Are they going to yell at us? Probably. So. I think the initial dashboards and some of the calculations that Rachel was looking for, I think we can start putting that together. And we can follow the user interface that you showed. I was never a fan of black color for completed. I think the green would be better because that's what actually reps use in their Excel sheets in the beginning inventory as a completed. That's just one suggestion. So I think we can go on with that one. And I think that's as far as managerial dashboard goes. We can have a meeting to discuss more into details how to approach this.
I see you're off mute, Priya. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, like whatever Howard said, the only thing like we have to work on is like the BI file. As you asked for, we already have a status called as includes and excludes in our retention. Whatever it is flowing now is the includes data, but it's in the alternate ways, and we are looking into BI, and then whatever is there, we call it as includes. But whatever you say now, we have to reverse it, right? So that's what I think we have to make it out. But already we have a field in which says includes and excludes based off of BI file. So it is there. Yeah.
Okay.
That is the thing. With regards to the retention DTN, I think it's flowing through the sales activity then, but GPS has a different logic that they explained us once. I don't remember that, but they have some logic that they gave us for the how they do the DTN assignment in the sales activity. Once we got a mail on that, that's what I was checking. I was not able to get it, but I will try to get how they are doing that mapping. So as Obrat said, we are combining not only the sales activity but the sales force, and we are just giving the priorities so first priority will be whatever DTNs we get from the BI file, that will be the first priority. If that assignment is not there, then we will be going to the SAP If
Okay.
SAP is not there, finally we will be going and checking in the Salesforce. So like
Okay.
this, we do like, all these three mappings, and then we will get, we will be like combining the DTN assignment. So that's how, as of now, it is working.
Okay.
So that is how we do then for the assignment wise. That's what we, apart from the BI file, we also check all these conditions, and we try to include as much as possible in our table. So that's what
Sure.
we have there. So yeah, that's what I was about to say. And yeah.
Great.
Nothing else.
And I think you've all reached out to me and said something similar of, I think we're close, and I agree with all three of you. So what I'm thinking we can do is I might put together just like high level notes today or tomorrow that we can think through, put together a bit of a plan, and then when Obrad comes back from his vacation, we'll have like a working session amongst the four of us. And Mahak Mohammed, you're more than welcome to join if you'd like. As we kind of put together, in my mind, three different components: the OBR component, the CBR component, and the manual. So I think, Obrad, like you're right. I think the overall look might be similar, but I think we can start, based on what Rachel was telling us, if we start with the organization as a whole and give good metrics there, and then we start trickling it down to the DTN level, we'll be giving them way more than they have today. And I don't think it's going to be overly, knock on wood, additional work. It's more of cleaning up what we have.
And her comment that I remember and that I wrote down, it is taking her a long time to put together the total
Yes.
renewals and things like that. So the thing is, I don't know if sales activity will allow us to. I mean, we're gonna have totals, but are those totals gonna be accurate for the renewal amounts that we have to look at? But I think we're gonna be as close as we can. And like you said, you're not gonna get a Cadillac the first day. You might
Right.
get four wheels and a steering wheel.
Well, and for what quota is and what they're matched against, it is beginning inventory. So if the prior contract was $1,500, even if they end up paying $1,800 because the OBR goes off with the price increase, the $1,500 is what she is looking for. The $1,800 will be, why the renewal rate can be over 103% and all of that.
That's correct.
So I think like both of those issues are already built into how it is. So what I would say is let's start playing, see what happens, and we can start reviewing data with Rachel, with Christine. But I think we can do a lot of the back end analysis ourselves. I know these, yeah.
And I'll be glad to look over the notes while I'm away too. I think
Okay.
I'll have time for that as well.
Well, if you're sitting on, the porch and you want to think about this, go right ahead. But like I said, I think we're in a pretty good spot data wise. You've all done all of the hard work of getting things cleaned up. It's just now let's get something out for the end user. And Rachel and Christine will be ever helpful if they don't have to pull out their calculator. Because both have let me know they're not good at that. So it's also why it takes them forever. But
I mean, from the top to bottom, I'm looking at all the projects that is still all out there. Sales activity feed Priya has provided me, which is number 8, Roman number 8. She provided me with that table, but that's now number 2 as I'm trying to figure out all the sales rep book sales. So mapping those back and forth, I was trying to grab to see, because the first email you sent me, Dan, which was the 18th, the initial request was how many customers who bought books through sales reps do not buy any digital libraries. So that was pretty easy. Now, the second and third request, how many customers who buy learning from us and do not buy either CCH, Answer Connect, or ARM, that's a little bit different because I only found a limited number of matches between the learning orders. And there's a translation table from CPE to SAP. I
Right.
only found limited number of orders that are actually matching. So I'm going to have to work with Priya on that to see for CPE, how is that going to match? But I expect to provide you with the first part of this today.
The books part.
Yeah, the books part, the reps who purchased, and you're going to have all the addresses, phone numbers, DTNs, products, everything, the totals, all of that. And then number 3 is how many customers who buy AC or ARM do not buy learning. That's the same issue where CPE Link, and the reason is CPE Links is on totally different platform.
Right.
It's not integrated in SAP, so
No, and I think that is a harder. It's a harder data set to pull, like you said, because they're completely separate. They're not well integrated together. What I would say we could do is look at. Do we have email addresses for all the CPE Link customers?
we do. I mean, that's
yeah.
going to be one of the matches, but again, if you're anything like me, you will have 3 email addresses for 3 different purposes.
Right. What I'm thinking more of is like we have new sales numbers as well, and maybe we focus the sales on, or we focus the attention on customers who've bought learning from us in 2021 who don't have digital sales instead of a much larger field. So I think I would say that if we get the book part off to fill, we can kind of think about ways to do the AC ARM learning component, because it is very different ecosystems. But maybe we talk about it at our one-on-one, Brad. Just some ideas.
Yes. Okay. Customer master review. That is probably going to happen tomorrow. Well, customer master check will happen tomorrow, and I told Priya we're just going to run it for RNL for now until we have the customer master full file, and Priya is working on that in the back end. That's it. Tableau server maintenance, that's out there. Book sales. Okay. So that's the book sales we talked about.
This is something I still have to do. I've got an email from Joe DeCara about this that I just haven't had time to look at. So I will grab that, because we do want to start working on getting usage data for ARM at the document level, but I just haven't had time to look at his reply.
Okay. There are no campaigns right now. I have not received any requests yet. LSD is out there. Suppression was updated last week. The EM and TM. Data validation is coming up tomorrow. Confluence page. I don't know if we want to start that right away based on the server inventory that I completed. It might fall into like a 4th or 5th place at this time. I don't see it being done.
I would say this is going to be something that will be a nice to have. I think I have to start it, or once we get moving, we can get there. But I think we all need to. I actually have breathing room on Friday, so I might start looking at this on Friday to try to figure out a good way to document all of this.
And that's it.
Okay. Well, again, enjoy your time away. And if there's anything you need from us, you know who to reach out to.
Thank you.
Anybody
Thank you. And all of you. Yeah. If any of you need anything, texting me is probably the quickest way to get a hold, or calling me is the quickest way to get a hold of me.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Obred. Okay, Priya, your turn.
Yeah, sure. So for the sales activity audit, then Obed completed the budget project and it's been scheduled. So I completed the backend work and that project is also been scheduled and it will be running monthly once. I will be confirming the date with Obed so that he can run, he can run the validation on that particular date to see if it matches the sales activity, what we are getting from S3. So that is done.
Okay. So with this, we'll be getting the sales activity
Yeah,
every month, or will this be?
Yeah. Every month we will be checking the validation. Then just
Okay.
the validation will be every month. So if we see if anything is pending, then we will be contacting the GPS and we will be getting we will be asking them why it is missing and give the deltas for that alone. So that's how usually we work with them. For the missing data.
Okay.
And then we start off with the customer master. I had a discussion with Shubham regarding this. So what I asked him first is I asked him about the existing filters that's been applied for the RNL, that whatever we are receiving right now, because I'm not sure whether it's based only off of the sales or for RNL, it is US 10 done. But apart from that, I'm not sure what are all the filters GBS team is applying to get the customer data from SAP. So I asked him about this, initial filters, like what they are doing in the backend. So based on that, I asked him we will be requiring additional sales orgs CA10, US 11, and US 30. So these three should be included. He is asking us to create an enhancement for this. I will be giving, once I get the filters from Shubham, I will be asking Obrat to create a Jira for it so
Priya,
that we can proceed.
Priya, do we want to add CA10 as well?
Yeah, CA10 also. Yeah, yes,
Okay.
then CA10 should be included. That's because we get sales activity for CA10 too. Yeah. So I think by today I will be getting the filters from Shubham. Once I get it done, I will be giving the conditions for this to Obrat to create a Jira for it. So that is with the customer measure. And another thing this week, what we saw is some of the IC admin jobs that whatever we have in the backend, it got failed because it was again using Dan Choi's account. So what we did is I got the common username and password from Obred and I updated the jobs done.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be failing for all the IC admin related jobs. So that is also fixed. So it is now using the common username and password that has been provided by Obred. So that is taken care. And then with the
Okay.
IP usage done, as I said, last week I had discussion with Ray and he gave me all the queries, but it is as I said, it's huge query. I was not able to understand completely done, but I know how to run it. So I told him whenever I get time I will go through it because it's like a huge query done. So, but I know how to run that. So. That has been given to me. But as I said, it's not fully automated. There is some manual work in it. Whenever we need to run that query, we need to do some kind of manual work for it.
Okay.
So I just ran it once. That is just for a sample account. I was able to get it. But as and when I'm going to get a request from you as I said, I will be running like myself and Ray both will be running together, or and we will be checking the results. So that's how I'm going to confirm him everything is good. So that is what we are with the IP usage done.
Oh, could we? I guess what could you document what the manual work would be?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So it will be, it's kind of just changing the account number, dates, and like I have like 6 to 7 points, whatever he told me. So that is the one that should be taken care of.
Okay.
So
Good.
because then, so this request, so what he says, like, if we are going to take the data from 2018
Mhm.
to till date, he advises me to go like like yearly. So if we need data from 2018, first I have to run 2018 data, take it and keep it. 2019, then we have to take the data, combine it with 2018. So like that's till 2022 we have to run like we splitting the year, and for each year the job will take like 30 to 35 minutes minimum, it seems that. So that is how it is going to be. So are we going to get the request from like 2018 to till date, or only we are going to check only for like 2021 and to till date? So if that is the case, we can just automate it,
I
right?
think we can. Yeah, I think we can. I would say that we would want to. It will look better if we go all the way to 2018 because then it look like a lot more usage. But I think we can just do 2020 and 2021. I would like
Okay.
right or just 2021 right. And like I would, most of these times we get them when their renewals are coming up, just to see that people are using the products. So I would say if we would want to do, the prior year and the current year would be the only two that I would do. I don't think we need to go back 4 years.
Okay, so if that is the case, then we can just try to like automate it. Uh, because as of now we have to, whenever we get the result, we have to copy it and then we have to paste it in the CSV or Excel, so something like that. If it goes beyond some limit, we won't be able to copy it from the grid and put it in the, as of now how it is done, we have to open the workbench, I have to run it and then grab the result, put it in the Excel and then give it. So if it's
Okay.
going to be like each year, so that's what I'm thinking. If it's only for 2021 and above, we can just have it as a I can create an ETL for it and we can have the files ready. So that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I will document the manual work, and also like whatever requests I get from you, based on that we can decide how we
Okay.
can proceed with this.
That
So
sounds
that
great.
is what, yeah. And after that, as I said, the Azure job, it's some of the jobs, in the sense like the views were failing. So what I did is like, I have split the jobs and I have like, created the separate project. So that's what I did for the Azure job failure. This week, let me see like, how it goes. And if it is again failing, we need to think of some other way of getting this. I'm not sure because of the data is getting huge or what it is, but for how it is done, I just combine like, 6 views together and I have created one job. That's how it was running before. Now
Okay.
I thought like, okay, let me split it. Like, so I split it into three, and then I have done this time. So again, if this week, if I see any failures, I need to think of a way how we can just make this better for the Azure view alone. And it's not table. We have views, that is we are getting from the Azure. Mm. So that is where I'm seeing the failure. So this week again, if the job is going to fail, I need to figure out some other way of um, getting the data from the Azure. So that is the one thing that will be in progress. And yeah, so this week we had some book failures, I believe, for the data. Some it's not being processed, and that has taken care. So these were all my list and for this week. Completed this. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, and I'll touch base with Joe.
Yeah, anyhow, this Azure job is going off from us, right? Anyhow, so that's why I haven't took much time to check it out. Just I splitted the job and I was trying to do it. Anyhow, it's going to be like direct X3 feed we are going to get, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Karen. Right. Okay. Yeah, I read through it, but I didn't spend too much time. So um, I think are we meeting today or maybe tomorrow? I've got a lot of time tomorrow, so maybe I'll put an hour on our schedules tomorrow, Karen, and we could talk through that as well as some of the managerial dashboard stuff that you sent me to. Okay. 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 Cool. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Uh-huh. I will see. Yeah, I'll reach out to Rachel to see if she's able to share it with me. What I would say is the business understands that the RNL and Canadian businesses retention are very different than the rest of TA North America. So some of that stuff won't affect us because, for example, on the Canadian side, the retention reps basically are collection agents. They're just calling to get money. They're not going to ever upsell anybody because that's not part of their job. And on the US side, they get no compensation outside of a potential bonus from upsells. So unless they change the comp plans, which won't happen this year because they've already been released, there is no incentive for the retention rep to upsell. And I don't believe that's going to change in RNL in the near future. But on the professional side and small firms, the same reps do their renewals that do their new sales. So there is that incentive to upsell. But because we have a field that does new sales and we have a retention team that only does retention, it's a little bit different. I think as we move through the managerial dashboard, if there's things that we can think of that look better data-wise for the retention dashboard, but I would say we want to get something to Rachel before going back and looking at fixing things for the reps. Because as she said at the beginning of the call, the whole purpose was to give her an insight into her team, and that's the only thing we haven't done. So I think that's what I would say is the retention dashboard should be as it is, but as we're working through the data sets, if there's things that we see that are cleaner or better, as Obrad mentioned, of using sales activity instead of BI, or like the different order that Priya was mentioning of the which table to look at. If there's things that we see while we're working on the managerial dashboard that could make improvements on the retention dashboard, let's keep those in mind. But right now, I would say let's keep managerial on the front burner. Mhm. Okay. Sure. Yeah, like I said, I think we'll schedule time between Obrad, Priya, yourself, and me to talk about this and to go through it, break things down next week. But I'm glad that you're moving along, and we'll see what that is. Did you have something you wanted to add, Obrad?
No, just the underlying data of that. I guess it's the retention dash. So what Rachel said during the meeting, she was hoping that she would get the managerial dashboard before the retention dashboard was built. That was one of the things I also wrote down. So you know how she's looking to get this, so she doesn't have to manually go in and do it. So, and like I said, I think that retention dashboard data has all the elements needed for us to start a managerial dashboard and possibly create all the calculations that she would like to see, and then to be able to include all the filters that she's looking for as well.
Yes, I agree.
I just still can't believe that they're changing things in Salesforce data and not telling us like that status. It's not going to look like a time to renew, process in process. It's going to be totally different.
That's a good point to reach. I'm going to reach out to Jim Montgomery about that.
Yeah, if they can keep us in loop with those announcements, I mean, because that will break our retention dashboard completely. Well, not completely, but part of it. on the dashboard, just let me get into it really quick.
Yeah, that's correct, Karen. Yeah, that is where we are looking for forecast. Based on the values, yeah, you are correct, yes.
I mean, it's our
Mhm.
main filter on the opportunity.
No,
page.
based on the stage name, Obra, we will be giving the forecasted stage name. So it is in the text, like, if it is in progress, what we are giving. So we have like hard coded that values based off of the stage name.
So I just put it in the chat, and these values will be changed completely. And they're not telling us about it, so it's good. Right.
Well, and what most likely what's going to happen is all of the historic data will keep these, and then going forward there'll be the new ones. So that's the other thing to keep in mind when we think about design is how do we want to, like, with historic, how do we display historic, because they're not going to go back and update the old statuses with what the new ones are either, I would guess.
Don't say that, Dan.
So just keep it in mind.
I hope they will update all of these statuses to a uniform values.
I
'Cause
hope they
that's-
do as well, but knowing
Uh-huh.
sales ops, I'm going to be surprised if they remember how to spell renewal.
Oh,
You've worked with them long enough, Obrad, to know that they don't.
you know, and I'm not surprised, Dan. I am not surprised, but it's just, we're perpetuating the same type of things over and over.
Yeah. So that, like I said, I'll reach out. I've got a good relationship with Jim Montgomery. He generally responds to me within a day or two. So I'll reach out to him to see if I can get him any updates on what the status updates look like, if they're going to be going back and changing historical ones, what the new ones are, so we can start getting prepared.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So for everybody else, this was a project that I'm kind of passing to Karen. In the past, I've created almost like a baseball card for our new sales for the field on the U.S. side about what their past year looked like using their 2021 data. It's a static file that is worked on through finance and product to determine how they did new to new sales, new to existing sales, what platforms they were selling into, and looking at it month by month so that they can start putting together a business plan. This was something that Robin Prittis, who was the sales leader 3 or 4 years ago, started. Then it stopped when he left, but it's going to come back again this year. So Karen's graciously kind of taken the data. I have to update it for October and November and December, I believe. But then we can start. I kind of we'll show you all what we've done, and if there's any ideas, it'd be great. But I think this will be a good way to have another quick win under all of our hands, and provide some data to sales. And then it might be awesome if we can look at the sales activity to see if there's anything we can do for 2022 is like a year to date, or if we need to use, again, a static file. But more to come on that one. Yes, yeah, it's more of a report card than a baseball card, but it'll. I also would like to have them all hold a little bat or pretend to be pitching a ball. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. And then once we have that, I'd love to show it off to the product team, an editorial if possible. Hmm. I think I think ideally at the end of the day, it's included. But let's see what it looks like first, and then we'll see where we can fit it in. Okay. Cool. Does anyone have any questions? I know we're a minute over. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Karen. Hmm. Okay. Well, like I said, I'll put it. I think for some reason your one-on-one didn't flow through the system right. So I'm going to add an hour tomorrow. We can look at those too. If we take a little bit more than an hour, that's okay. let's go Joe, then Mouseflow. What was the third one? I've already forgotten. And then Nationals. Yeah, and then Nationals. And then the last part, if we have time, will be talking through the managerial dashboard. But most likely we'll just have like a few, maybe like a good working session between us, the four of us, if not more, next week. Cool. Yep, sounds good. Does anyone else have any questions? I know we're a little bit over. Okay.
Not from my side.
No, no.
Well, congratulations again, Mahak. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
Yes.
And we'll all talk soon.
All right.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Cool. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.